I'm walking out to my dungeon. It's located in my pole barn. I took a door from our condo and painted it. It was just a plain wooden door, and I painted it to look like rustic wood, and I put this door knocker on it for Spirit Halloween. Let's take a look inside. Come on. So as you can see, the dungeon is a big mess. I got lots of crafting stuff, lots of Dungeons and Dragons. This is the gaming table. I'll show you all what it looks like in normal light here in a minute. This is just to give you the ambiance of what it looks like when we're doing D&D sessions and things like that. I like to make it dark so people have a hard time trying to read when we're trying to play games and do rules. We host a convention here at the house once or twice a year. I call it UrbanaCon. Started it in 2020 when they canceled GenCon. Just a few buddies of mine and family members. I have 5 kids, so we play right here on a gaming table. There's my Tiamat. I've got a lot of special effects lighting in there. I just flip a switch. I don't know if I can show you. Located at the top of the ceiling, I got some switches where I can activate different lights. This is black light. If I can activate the black light by turning off the normal light, you can kind of see the different things that kind of glow here. Looks like the tape measures glow the best. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and turn the normal lighting on so you can actually see what's going on in here. So just to give you a little idea, I just use junk laying around the place, like for cabinets here. That's why they look like they do. They were benches and now they're cabinets hanging on the wall. I plan on redoing this whole dungeon, and that's kind of the plan, to step you through the whole procedure on what it's gonna be like to make this actually look nice and neat and cool. Like I said, this is the playing table that we play our Dungeons and Dragons and any games you can think of on. Probably got 100, 150 different games that we play. Most of that stuff's not out here in the barn, or in the dungeon, I should say. You can kind of see there's some games stacked there from our last UrbanaCon. Just different crafts that are in process. Some of the D&D scenery that has been made from 1 or 2 UrbanaCons ago. This scenery here was made, I think, during UrbanaCon 4 or 5. That was one of the main things we played. Just, you can see the shelf up here. It's kind of a long, consistent shelf going across the top. I kind of want to do that consistently across this entire wall. Want to revamp this whole dungeon so it looks a little better, more organized, and not so chaotic. I like to take all my craft materials and scenery and just kind of put it in different bottles and things like that, so you can see the different labels. Like this says bat wings. Obviously, it's not bat wings, it's paper clips, but it kind of looks like potions or whatever. I do that with almost everything. I've got a bunch of minis in these little containers here. Got a graveyard scene right here, which we used, I think, UrbanaCon 1 or 2. There's speakers in here. I've got a Bluetooth stereo amplifier. There's some zombie dice and Martian dice. Chupacabra. It's just some quick dice games we might play during intermissions in UrbanaCon. We have a lot of food and snack eating sessions, it seems like. Here you can kind of see some of my flocking and stuff that I use. It's like train flocking, but I use it for scenery and things like that. Got quite a bit of them. Once again, I make them look like potion bottles. I'd like to do something to these cabinets too. I've already painted them to kind of look rustic like I did on the front dungeon door. Inside these cabinets are just a bunch of junk. Different sheets of metal, tape, you know. This cabinet here's got a bunch of hardware. This cabinet's just full of electronics, LEDs, terminal strips, things like that. Here's a thing of minis in process, just to be able to paint them, things like that. These are basically little stands also to do whatever, make latex heads and things like that. I do some molding. I got a chaotic shelf full of wood and dowels and stuff, which are held up by some hands. But these cabinets, we had a condo up at Indian Lake, and they were plain white. Ended up painting them to make them look like rustic wood, putting black lines on them to make them look like wood separation. I'm okay with it. It's not great. Looks better than the white in here for sure. And since we were redoing a condo, I took these out and turned them into cabinets for the dungeon. I think I'll do something to spice these cabinets up a little bit too, but like I said, the overall goal at this point is to revamp this entire dungeon, and I hope to take you through that journey to see how that ends up going. I've got shelving and just stuff hanging everywhere, just different crafts that we've made, and like these, just they've got little lights in them. They're little, supposed to simulate little puffs of smoke D&D scenery. And of course, every once in a while we get into a little bit of spirits. Not very often though. In our D&D sessions, I usually try to stay away from drinking, because that usually when we do this, when I have the UrbanaCon, we do it for about 5 days straight, and if people drink, it kind of makes the following day start very, very late. We usually start about 9 a.m. and don't end till usually midnight or so. We do that 5 days in a row. We just had UrbanaCon 8 a week ago. Plan on doing another one in the fall this year. And then for UrbanaCon 10, I promised everybody I'd have gaming chairs for all seats. So that's kind of the goals for UrbanaCon 10, to have a really nice looking dungeon. And we'll take it from there. Thanks for watching.